Hello, people. Welcome to another episode of the Clinical Career Collective S.O.A.P News. I'm so glad you're here. For those of you who are new to us and our mission, C3 is a professional development company that is specially designed for the mental health professional at large. We're here to support you so that you can learn, advance, and become the clinician you dream of being. You can find us at our website, www.clinicalcareercollective.com, and our YouTube channel, S.O.A.P News. And of course, we are extending an invitation for you to join our C3 Facebook professional group page, and that is at Clinical 2 Professional. That's clinical, the number 2 professional. I am really excited to introduce this particular topic. So let's get to it. So I'm Amity Cooper, your host and creator of S.O.A.P News. You know, as a trained clinician, I really benefited from applying the S.O.A.P Note method in my practice. So when I started C3, I thought it would be really fun to craft a vlog series that incorporated the same principles as our regular clinical S.O.A.P Note. What better way to get updates, tips, inspirations, and reviews about relevant, on-point clinical and business topics affecting our industry today? So, today's S.O.A.P Note is prioritizing self-care during a crisis. You know, at the time and making of this S.O.A.P Note recording, our lives have been under 11 long, grueling months of duress. The media is calling this period a depidemic because of its alarming rates of isolation, growing concerns of suicidality, anxiety, PTSD, and especially depression. It's not really an overstatement to say that the world is heading towards a mental health apocalypse. And, Bertolin Mesco, the writer for this fabulous newsletter called The Medical Futurist, has said that good mental health is absolutely fundamental to our overall health and well-being. And this is sort of reinforced by today's Director General of the WHO. So, and I'm just think that it's really, really prevalent and important for us as frontline responders to the soul, that in order to care for others, we really have to make ourselves a priority. So I'm glad to sort of bring this S.O.A.P Note to you today. It's really easy to get lost in the needs of others and external events, especially when you just feel like you're trying to pedal through and make sense of every day. And it feels a little monotonous in the world that we're living right now, always with extra care put in. So it's very, very common for all of us to just sort of put ourselves to the side and just focus on helping others, because it's almost easier when you can attend to somebody else's needs. It just makes it simpler. So let me just stress first and foremost that attending to yourself, doing self-care, developing a ritual and a practice that aligns to caring for yourself is essential, not only for your mental stability, but also for your business. If your business is you putting yourself out there and actually being in service to others, it's essential that you, as the owner and director of that business, that you take steps and ensure its health. And one of the great things that you can do now is using technology to put priorities and build a priority list around yourself. And it's sort of like just built into your everyday tasks. finding inspiration in the little things, just like the mindfulness practices that we see really, really helping our clients and us, just in general. It really, finding the joy in the little things makes life so much more worth living. Couple of the observations that have been made is clearly we're living in difficult and uncertain times, and it feels quite often like it's never going to end, and our brains are sort of always triggered to secure the house and to make sure that we're safe and protected. And so it's very hard to see out or believe that this too will pass. So we have to sort of rewire our thinking to truly believe that this shall move forward. This is not eternity, what we're dealing with right now, and all the more reason to set up a daily routine and practice that reminds us that time is fleeting and all we have is the present. So, and it's very true that we continue, and I think I've mentioned this before, it's that we continue to blur the lines between our work life and our private lives. I mean, if you're virtually conducting your therapy sessions, not only are your clients coming into your home, you're inviting them into your practice and your personal space, but you also are witnessing their lives. I mean, many of us are spending time in our cars delivering therapy. Our clients may be sitting in their closets so they can get private time and alone time from the rest of their family who's just ever present. So we have to be flexible, and that's part of being aware and taking care of oneself, is always monitoring, engaging what's in our environment and what's in our internal our internal systems. What are our regulation systems? What is our internal process doing to self-soothe and self-regulate? Entrepreneurship in general tends to bleed over into our personal life. It's very hard to make clear delineation between our work life and our private lives. So this switch is already difficult to turn on and off if you've been in business for yourself for a while, but it seems like today's environment makes it harder and harder. So, self check-ins, quickly being able to analyze what's going on, is a really good tool to adjust, to incorporate into your life. Okay, so for our assessment, clearly prioritizing self-care is more important than ever. We need to do this, and even if we have to be regimented in this, we have to make ourselves priority. And our beliefs about self-care can definitely be powerful. And I've heard this quote mentioned many, many times, but your beliefs become your thoughts, your words become your words become your actions become your habits, and your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. It's such a beautiful step-by-step process if you think about it, and how each step we take out in the world every day really builds up. It's these micro accomplishments, these micro habits, these micro thoughts that really sort of define one's life. So I am putting this back onto you. How are you looking after yourself? Is there some sort of quick quiz that you can take, or jump online and do a quick assessment so you get a baseline, or maybe just do a mind dump, and that would give you a sense of where you're beginning from, because you only are starting here and today. Using technology when possible to organize your self-care. Headspace is a great tool. Other ways that I have found helpful is keeping a gratitude journal. Sometimes our lists and our mind dumps actually turn into more to-dos and more productivity tasks, and they kind of create busy work for ourselves, and that is not what I am trying to proselytize or promote. I mean, we are busy enough, and this is really a task of stepping out of the mundane and finding some numinous in our everyday lives, and keeping a gratitude journal is a fabulous way of doing that. As humans, we're social creatures, and therefore I think it's a really good idea to remember that an aspect of self-care can also be social care, finding ways to meet up with friends outside and enjoy the day instead of being stuck inside and actually watching a video like this. I want you to go out and re-engage with your natural instincts. Another thing that I feel that is really, really powerful, I mean, when we're talking about collecting meaningful quotes and inspiration, creating mood boards or reminders, images that can be put up around your house or your workspace that gives you a sense of optimism and possibility is really, really important. Any little clues that will help you remind to love yourself is important. And I just really, really want to bring to your attention, if you haven't read it already, it's Julia Cameron's classic, The Artist's Way. And if you follow her 12-week plan or path, you can discover new and replenishing ways to be more loving, compassionate, and creative with yourself. And I'll just leave this with you, that self-care is really an act of self-love and self-compassion. The more you surrender and acknowledge and attend to your own needs, the more natural it will become for you to take care of others. So I want to leave that note with you, and I wish you speedy and delightful and welcoming warmth into your life in these next few weeks. And I really believe in you, and I see you, and I'm rooting for you to our clinical success. I'll see you next time.